Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy Taye Aragbaye, and I am the visionary behind what I call the Oscars of Social Impact, the LeadHERship Gala. I'm so excited today because I have one of our honorees here, Napia Nabuya, who is the founder of the next It Girl, the next IT Girl. And I'm really excited to interview you today. Napia, thank you for being here. Congratulations on an amazing organization who's being honored this November. Can you share about a little bit about who you are and a little bit about this amazing org who will be celebrated on November 3rd?
Yes, thank you, Nancy, for having me. I'm equally as excited to be in the room with other honorees and just thank you for amplifying our voice with this platform as well. So, hi, everybody. I'm Nakia Nabuya, founder and CEO of The Next It Girl. We are a technology education nonprofit. Our mission is to introduce and advance young women of color, Black women, and African American women ages 8 to 22 to pursue technology related careers. A little bit about myself. I call myself a techie fashionista. So my passion for fashion really led me into technology. I have a traditional background in computer science, and I went into corporate. I was in corporate for about 8.5 years before leaving corporate to pursue social impact technology education full time. So with my background in computer science, I've held positions from software engineer, data architect, DevOps engineer, systems engineer, with my final role being a cloud infrastructure engineer. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk more about the work we do and how we do it. Exactly.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm excited. Tell me a little bit about the next It Girl. Like, where did this vision come from? What had you go from corporate techie to now amazing, phenomenal nonprofit leader?
Yes, so I said it was a God vision. I had no aspirations of becoming an entrepreneur ever. I was okay with doing the 9 to 5, getting a check every 2 weeks. I saw a need, and all the need came from my personal experiences of becoming a Black woman in tech. Like I mentioned before, I took the traditional route. So lack of representation was not new to me. I went to a college that had a low representation of people of color pursuing technology related degrees, and I became the only one in spaces once I got into corporate. So I took a lot of my experiences, setbacks, trials, failures, etc., and put that into an organization to help the next young Black woman who is interested or may not even consider technology as a career option. So it started from just a small vision there, and my first year in the corporate space, and what that would look like for a young woman to have these career readiness opportunities to better prepare herself for technology related careers. So we started from there, started in 2015 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're 9 years, getting ready to celebrate 9 years in.
9 years. Wow. Congratulations. That is extremely, extremely powerful. Tell me a little bit about why you believe it's important for young girls to be in the STEM world, the tech field.
Yes, I think it's important for us to have a presence in the tech space. If we're talking about diversity and inclusion, I think across any sector, it's important for diverse voices to be there. So specifically, when we talk about technology, and technology is what's driving our economy and our communities and our workforces, that there needs to be representation from both male and females at the table to make decisions and make them inclusive to everybody that the communities represent. So I think that's the most important part about having just that representation of voice at the table, making sure technology is accessible to everybody, number one, but it's also inclusive to everybody, both male and female. So that's one of my biggest things of just representation with technology that is being created.
Amazing. It's so powerful. Today is International Day of the Girl, and I was thinking about you and thinking about your work. I thought about your vision,
Mhm.
and you know, how powerful it is. I believe in the power of women. Believe in the power of young girls. This year's theme is Girls' Vision for the Future. When you hear that, can you tell me a little bit about how your organization plays into that when we're thinking about girls and their vision for the future?
I love that. Girls' vision for the future. So, the most important vision I have is making sure the girls' voices are heard. It's one thing for us as an organization, myself as a leader, to say this is what girls need, or this is the wave of the future, or this is the type of resources the girls are interested in. But I think it's a bigger need to have the voices of the girls, the input of the voices of the girls that we serve as well. So we pride ourselves with making sure that we are listening to the girls' voices. And one of those voices, visions for the future, I like to tell everybody is intersectionality. So yes, we talk about technology and getting girls to learn how to code, and everybody should know about tech. But I want to make sure we're not losing focus of the vision of the future as being what girls really are interested in. So that's their hobbies. So we have students that are interested in sports, or if they're interested in fashion, if they're interested in healthcare, all these things. I don't want to lose sight of that vision that they have for themselves, but just having more of the conversation of the intersectionality with technology and how technology is integrated into all of those industries now. So that's my vision for the future, making sure that we are being that students are knowing about multiple intersectionalities in technology, but also losing sight that whatever their vision for the future, technology is also meeting them there as well, whatever that is.
Thank you for sharing. I'm gonna shift a little bit. But before I do, I want to talk a little bit about the Leadership Gala and the vision behind the Leadership Gala, the power behind the Leadership Gala, and what I know it will do for the future moving forward. A big part of the evening is really recognizing and honoring women who are making significant impact in their respective industries. And I say women lead every day, everywhere, in every industry. And oftentimes our stories aren't told. So this platform is about telling the story. But sometimes when we see amazing women, amazing Black women doing great things with limited resources, limited support, often limited time, but still getting things done,
Yeah,
we often don't realize how hard it is.
right.
And so I want to get into a little bit about your journey, but more so the challenges. We see you now, you're 9 years in, you're making impact, you're getting funding, you're full-time now, entrepreneur and nonprofit leader. It didn't start there. I want
Right.
to hear a little bit about some of the challenges that you went through and how you were able to overcome, because being a trailblazer, being a leader of impact, a leader who's making legacy, it looks easy, but it's not.
Right. And I love that you
Yeah.
mentioned that people see where we are now, right? And not what it took for us to get here. I think a lot of my hardship took place in corporate. And I don't even want to use the word easy, but for lack of a better word, easy. I feel entrepreneurship is easy because I've dealt with corporate and the hardships that came with corporate. Corporate prepared me for social impact, entrepreneurship, just the hardships I went through there. So I would say a lot of my hardships started in corporate, or even started in college when I first, started having visions of like what type of business I wanted and what I wanted to do. So I think the hardships of understanding where I belonged in tech, a sense of belonging, and making sure that I was doing what I wanted to do and not what somebody else wanted me to do in the tech industry. So I think a lot of my hardships started there. Speaking directly with the next It Girl, the hardships there is establishing credibility, is what I would have to say. What has been a lot of the hardship in the very beginning. Just getting that one person to really believe in your vision, in your dream. I feel like my story is a little different because I've seen a lot of nonprofits or businesses, they have co-founders and 3 or 4 co-founders, and it's like a 4-person team starting out. So it was easy to bounce ideas or have multiple resources coming in from multiple places. It was just me and my idea. I'm a sole founder, no co-founder, all of that. So I remember the first 2 years I was bootstrapping. I remember, I feel like I believed in my vision so much that I was just like, oh, we're going to make it. Like, I have no doubt that this is a need and this will work, etc. So I was very adamant of like, we're moving forward regardless of if we get a no, if it's not yet, whatever the case may be. So I remember I had a credit card and I don't think I maxed it out, but I put a lot of our startup expenses on this credit card. And I don't think I wasn't able to like pay myself in the organization for years. So that was another thing. So that was another hardship. But I think establishing credibility and getting people to not necessarily buy into the vision, but believe in the vision, and for them to invest into the vision for sure. That was one of the biggest hardships. So I would definitely say credibility and sustainability for sure. I believe we changed our model at this point, going into year 9, probably 4 times at this point. So we started off one way, it worked in one season, did great, we scaled, then realized as times changed, we had to pivot to another direction. So I would say my hardships have definitely been, credibility in the beginning. And then honestly believing in myself that I was God ordained to be in this position. I think when you start off in a completely different industry, I just wanted to be a techie. I just wanted to write code. I just wanted to build systems and applications. I never wanted to be a CEO or anything like that. I wanted to be a CTO at one point, but like running a company was never my goal. So stepping into this position, specifically full time, the anxiety that comes behind that, the imposter syndrome that comes behind that, like we talked about earlier, the sleepless nights, the tiredness. So those were a lot of the hardships, still a lot of the hardships now, but just the impact that we're making just makes it all worth it at the end of the day.
That's beautiful. I got stuck on, you maxed out your credit card. This
Yeah.
is a personal credit card you're talking about, correct?
Yes. I don't recommend anybody doing that, but I did.
And I hear you. I'm like, man, if I actually start telling people like where I started and like, and I've invested, I don't even want to say the number, but so much of my personal funds
Yeah.
into, I mean, even the LeadHERship Gala as we speak,
Yeah.
Strategic Solutions Global, and being a visionary, you believed in the vision so much, and it's so powerful. And I want people to really hear that. They heard it, but I'm reiterating it because we talk about visionaries, we talk about trailblazers, we talk about these pioneers who are doing great things and
Right.
making an impact, but oftentimes, not even often, it takes sacrifice.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, women with these big visions are carrying disruption on their back. They have this mantle for change,
Hmm.
and we don't see the struggle. We don't see the sacrifices. We don't see the burdens. We see the impact and we smile and we clap.
Yeah.
And I really want people to understand the sacrifice that women of impact are making. Black women leaders are putting visions on their back, so much so they're utilizing their finances, their time, their energy, their mental capacity, spiritual capacity, emotional capacity, just to achieve the vision because of just what you believe. And so I want to talk about that. How long were you bootstrapping before you got to the place where you are now?
Yeah. Um, I don't want the financial people to come after me and be like, "Don't do that." But
I'm her too. Sometimes I keep it to myself, but since
that's
we're
what I'm like.
aligned,
Don't listen to her. And I will go on record and say to each his own. I personally would not recommend that for somebody. My full-time job was helping me bootstrap my even I had another company outside Next It Girl. So like helping me bootstrap both of them. How long did I do that? I don't think we got our first donation, like actual, like sustainable, really good donation or investment until year three, maybe year 2 or 3. But I will go to say what allowed me to like really believe in myself is, or do the max out of my credit card. And I don't think I maxed it out, but I did put a significant amount of startup funds on this card. When I believed in the vision, I sat on the vision for a very, very long time. It was just, I was bouncing this idea off of friends and family. I was like, what y'all think about this? So and so and so. So when I finally got mustered up the courage to be like, okay, I really believe we have something great here. There was a pitching competition that happened. And I think one of the first resources I bought or things I bootstrapped was I needed a logo. So it was this big competition happening in Indianapolis, and I had the opportunity to win money from doing that pitching competition. So I didn't have anything. I didn't have a website. All I had was this piece of paper, which I still own to this day, which is crazy. Like I feel like I would never lose this piece of paper where I wrote the vision and what I wanted to see from the organization down. And from there, I was like, I don't have anything. I don't feel confident enough to pitch. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it. And I got a logo. I spent money on a logo. I went to this pitching competition, had just this logo present the whole time, and I'm just sitting here talking about the organization. Nancy, I stuttered through the whole thing. It was horrible. Crazy enough, like I was a pageant girl growing up, so I did different pageants. So the fact that I stumbled in this public speaking space was ridiculous because it's just like, you've done this before. I didn't think I was gonna win because I was like, I stumbled through it. And it was really other great organizations and companies presented that day. I won. Crazy enough, I won. And I think that gave us, oh, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like $350, $400. But that all went to startup funds. So like getting a website, getting legal support, marketing materials, all of that. So that really jump started the next It Girl. But I think outside of that, those startup funds from that pitching competition, I think we didn't get like funding, here's a grant, here's a large donation to do something, or a sponsorship until like year 3. So a lot of in between that time was in-kind donations. So if anything was needed, I was again heavily relying on my full-time job. So like I worked in tech, so I would ask my company, can y'all donate laptops? Can y'all donate X, Y, and Z? So it's a lot more donation in kind requests than monetary requests the first couple of years. So anything monetary wise came from me, and I want to say I bootstrapped maybe the first 3 years.
So thank you for sharing. And the reason why I want to start there, because I want to take the audience to where you are now,
Yeah.
where you are today, and where you're going. Because I think it's important as a visionary to also share the future. And I'm big on declaring the future. So I'll do it in this moment, right? So, where we are today, it's our second annual LeadHERship Gala. And what I believe is that this is the next biggest award show. This is the Oscars of social impact. We are making impact cool. We are making impact sexy and attractive. So I like to speak into the future. So what we're going to do today, we started from where you are. I mean, we started from where you were. Where are you today when it comes to the next thing? I'm really excited because I know, but let the
I was like, you want to say, where are we today? Oh man. And I hope I don't get emotional off of this because just you have me reflecting. Where we are today, we are in 3 cities nationwide. We have 1, 2, 10 employees.
Wow.
Paid people.
Hey, people.
Paid people.
Come on now. Come on.
On that, we are running payroll.
Wow.
People. We are in K-12 schools across 3 different states. We are expanding next year to new markets. The DMV is on our radar. New York is on our radar. Nigeria is on our radar. So we're looking to become an international organization. What else? more funding. For myself, more rooms, new tables. Ooh, I don't want to cry. Don't make me cry.
You made me cry. I'm so inspired. I'm so
Oh my God, I'm really reflect. I think I need to do more of that. I need to sit really and reflect. Because I feel like life is really moving, and we had the conversation offline of like life is truly moving very, very fast. And the next thing happens, and I don't get to really sit and reflect on stuff like I should do. So like you really have me sitting and reflecting right now. Transitioning or not transitioning, adding on policy management, doing more policy work, more team members, more contracts, more partnerships. Oh man, that's a lot. Professional development opportunities for educators, creating an ecosystem, so much. But those are like my main highlights, like right now, what we're looking towards within the next year. Down the line, an academy, an actual school, brick and mortar school, a It Girl Academy. Yeah.
So I want to just stop and just say, like, I am extremely proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
extremely proud of you. I'm
Proud of you.
extremely thank you, girl. Thank you. Look, we gotta just hype each other. It is so hard
Mhm.
being a visionary. It
Yeah.
is so hard building an organization. Your organization currently employs and pays people every month, 10 people
Yes.
every single month. And you all are making payroll, you're making impact,
Thank
you're
God.
in three cities, you are expanding, you're thinking about being global. And when you started, you were putting money on your personal card.
Mm-hmm.
Like and it's so powerful, right? It's all about believing so much in your vision, and look at where you are now. You are contributing to the economy.
Yeah.
People have jobs because of you. Little girls' lives are being changed every single day because of you. You're partnering with people. People are being inspired. Like there's so much impact even beyond what we can see.
Right.
Tell people, for every woman that's empowered economically, she's impacting 33 people. We don't even see. It's 1 to 33. So the impact that you're making is so significant. It is a ripple effect. And if you all see this little icon with this hat, it is a radiating light. That's who you are. That is what your vision is carrying, is a light, and it's radiating throughout communities, and people are being impacted, and you won't even know the impact that you're making. But
Yeah.
because you chose to say yes to your vision, you truly are building a legacy.
Thank
And I
you.
love it. I celebrate you for it.
Yes, we both are. We both are. I'm excited for you as well. You know, I'm always amping everything you doing as well. Like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think about myself, but it don't be about me. I'm like, I just want this gala so I can showcase all of these amazing dope people in their work. So yeah, so thank you for reminding me, because it is. I just get up and what's the next thing I got to do? What's the next thing I got to do? What's the next thing I got to do? And this gala is really about pausing, and I'll remember myself in this. But the gala is our pause,
Mm,
allows us to come to a space that's elegant and excellent. I say it's elegance and excellence for me, okay? And we
great.
get to show up and we get to pause and we get to celebrate ourselves, because we don't do it enough.
Yeah.
We don't do it enough. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. I remember, and you remind me of when we first met. I was like, I totally realized we've known each other for a hot minute now. When we first met, and I was a part of the leadership retreat that you did, and
Mhm.
I still have this written down because I go back to it quite often, and I feel like I never told you this, so this is like
You haven't. This is new.
I'm like, "Ooh, girl, what you about to say?" But during the leadership retreat, you were like telling all of us to pause and have that reflective moment. And what do we look like at our highest self?
Ooh.
You remember that? And when you said that day, it really sat with me because I was just like, I don't know. Like, I never thought about that because, like, again, we, keep moving and moving. And I kind of like added on to what you said a little bit, like, what do I look like at my highest self in this moment? Because I feel like that it changes depending on what season I'm in.
Mm.
So this is what I may look like in this moment, or I may look like this in this next moment because new responsibilities, new duties have came. And I remember writing down, I was like, I'm in this tailored blazer, kind of boot cut pants, blazer outfit. I'm well rested. I am active again. I'm trying a new hobby. So I am at my highest self based off what we wrote down that day at the retreat. But I keep going back to that because I feel like when I reach that highest self, now I have to redefine what my next highest self is for this next season as well. So thank you for that.
I love it. The highest self is iterative, right? There is no ceiling.
Exactly. And at first, when we talked about it, I tried to put it at a ceiling, like, this is what I have to look like forever. Like, once I reach this, I can't go any further. But then it's just like, oh, I reached this. I look like this. I'm this. So what is the next thing? How am I looking again? Do I prioritize 2 vacations a year now? Am I traveling more? I'm only taking 1 vacation now. Let's push it to 3 more this year, etc. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to bring us back to the gala. You attended last year. You came to the retreat, and then you ended up at the LeadHERship Gala 2023. What do you look forward to this year? This year we're doing it bigger and better. Also, I'm just want to throw it out there. You want to be at this gala because it's bigger and it's better than what she's getting ready to describe. I'm gonna
I'm looking forward to what I'm gonna wear. I'm in Charleston right now visiting family.
Okay.
So my family is full of seamstresses. So I'm like, I need y'all to tailor.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I head back to Atlanta. So I'm looking forward to what I'm gonna wear and like what my highest self will look like that night. What do I want my outfit? What message do I want it to convey? Last year, I really enjoyed last year because it was from a spectator perspective. Did not have an expectation. I just know you extended the invite. And I remember me and Lacey were there. So we were just like, we're new to this space. We're just gonna come, no expectation. But again, we had a great time just, coming in, dressing up, etc. When we got there, I think what was most impactful to me are the messages that were the words that were just spoken over everybody that night. Like my highlight, and I'll never forget this, when your mom got on stage, and I mean, not a dry eye in the room, and your mom was just like, oh man, exclaiming over you and just like speaking words over you and just oh man, just like it was amazing. And I love that you don't see that a lot in terms of like in a public setting of like a mother just reassuring her child and what she's doing and she's on the right path, etc. And I thought that was the most beautiful display of a leader and then the product of a leader. And now you as a leader doing the same thing for your daughter and et cetera, et cetera. So I thought that was the highlight of my night. And I mean, and not to discredit everything else that was done that night, but that was the highlight of my night, just having your mom really close out. I think that was the end of the gala. Your mom just kind of had those closing remarks. And it resonated me because I have a relationship like that with my mother as well. And she just speaks and affirms into me all the time as well. That was a highlight. I love that there were moments where there were just an international presence in the room of not, let's just focus on Atlanta women. It was women from Africa and, different countries and just not just local to the area. So it maybe become a fan and want to learn more about the other organizations and businesses in the room that I may not have heard of. Amazing networking. I feel like I connected with so many women that night, and really just the stories and the triumphs and the setbacks and the failures of all the people who, all the women and the men, the allies who got awards that night. So I would say those were my number one highlight was for sure your mom at the end, and then just hearing the stories. I left so inspired. I think that was at a time when I was really still like trying to find my footing as a leader, as a CEO, being a CEO full time, and just like I feel good in this space, but I'm still a little like kind of here and there. But it really ignited a flame in me that night. Like I'm not the only one going through this. Why not me in this moment? And yeah, it was amazing, and I'm looking forward to that again. But I'm interested to see now that I'm moving from a spectator to like an honoree now, how those emotions will come out. So you'll probably see me boohoo crying, but I'm a crybaby. But yeah, I'm looking now that the expectation is there because I've been there. Like you said, it's gonna be bigger and better. I'm excited for it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I want to just speak to what you talked about as far well, first of all, my mom getting on stage, that was impromptu. That was all her doing.
Yeah.
Wasn't planned. Wasn't planned. But that's a part of the message. I say
Mhm.
women lead everywhere, every day, everywhere, in every industry. And so sometimes we hyper focus in spaces such as entertainment
Mm,
or some of our famous leaders. Well, there's leaders all around us.
yeah,
And when that leader steps up and takes up space and affirms and empowers, it truly cultivates those around them.
yeah,
And so that's what again this gala is about, is showing those everyday leaders who are literally building up people, places, communities, and transforming their spaces. Like that is what is going to change our world. It is a collective effort, but
yeah,
it does take one individual being bold enough to say, you know what, I'm tired, I see this issue, and despite what it may look like, I'm going to push through. And that's what you have done, which is why you are in 3 cities, which is why you have 10 employees, which is why you're expanding globally. And I'm going to speak that over you. And
yeah.
the organization right now, you are a global organization. I saw that last year as a visionary.
You
I mean, I
definitely
don't be
that.
hyping people. I don't mean to act like
You
it's really what this
that
is.
way.
It is.
I
So
feel that.
I'm excited. Congratulations again. If you want to come to the Leadership Gala, there is a QR code right at the top of this interview. Attend. You want like I say come. I look forward to the performances. I think a part of my other being like wants to be or would be someone who can play an instrument or sing. I can't do either of the two,
I
but
mean,
the fact that we get to watch women in their element,
mm,
in their industry. So we're bringing back the saxophonist, Brittany. We have two amazing young girls who get to show their talent. We're in the Miss Elegance Georgia pageant. So we have our fiscal sponsor is Miss Elegance Georgia, and they will support our gala this year. And two of them will be performing, and they are phenomenal. I love seeing young leaders,
yeah,
so I look forward to that, and the networking. I think it's going to be well. I know it will be a powerful space, and I look forward to our male allies as well. So the night is going to be fun filled. I look forward to the food. I look forward to being dressed up. I look forward to being classy. I just want it all. It's going to be a phenomenal night. So if you want to attend, um, go ahead, go to leadhershipgala.com. You can see all of the honorees. You can get Napia's LinkedIn and her bio, or you can simply make a contribution because
yeah,
it takes a village. I cannot do this by myself. We have an amazing advisory team
yeah.
pushing me. I cried yesterday and they affirmed me and they pushed me. And so if you want to make a contribution, if you want to volunteer, I mean, please get in contact with us. But right there at the top, scan the QR code, leadhershipgala.com. You can make a donation or you can sponsor. We have a 501c fiscal sponsor this year. So super excited. Let the people know where they can connect with you if they want to partner with you, if they want to, whatever they want to do, and to get in contact with you. How could they learn more about you and the next It Girl?
Absolutely. So anything related to the Next It Girl, www.thenextitgirl.org. Our fundraiser is coming up at the end of the year in December. All the fashion tech people tap in. I'm so excited to put a full display of our students doing a virtual reality fashion show on display at the Salesforce Tower in Atlanta. So Nancy, they affirming you, my team affirming me. So I cried this week as well. So we're in the same boat. But yes, please go to nextitgirl.org for anything the Next It Girl related. I am on all socials, but I think I'm most active on LinkedIn. So I would love to, partner. I'm all about collaboration over competition, not trying to reinvent the wheel. There is abilities to partner, always looking for sponsors, always looking for donors. Thank you for this opportunity again, Nancy. Thank you for amplifying our voice. I just love when we first met. The connection was just there, and the fact that we've been nurturing this relationship over time talks a lot about you put in. You're doing exactly what you say you're going to do. Like, this isn't just I'm here, I'm just doing this just to do it. You are for sure living and breathing your mission. So thank you
Well,
for
thank
seeing the leader in me. So I appreciate it, and I'm excited for the gala.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, scan the QR code at the top, or you can simply go to the LeadHERship Gala.com. You can purchase your ticket, get a VIP ticket so you can be at the after party and network, or you can simply make a contribution or be a part in any way, shape, or form. It does take people, it takes finances, it takes resources. I tell people all the time, your impact is limited if you do not have funds. This gala is extremely expensive. We are still looking for sponsors. We're still looking for donations and contributions of any kind. And the same thing, you see where Napia and the Next It Girl are. They are employing 10 people. That costs, that's a nice monthly
I'm telling you,
payroll. Okay.
sure is, sure is.
We need the support of the community to continue to make impact. So my hope is that if you believe in the leadership movement, you're not a spectator, but you are a participant in some way, shape, or form, which means supporting the gala and supporting the women and the allies who are pushing this vision forward. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Sunday, we'll be here with another amazing honoree by the name of Nancy, and you'll get to hear her story. So we'll be doing this all through October up until the Leadership Gala on November 3rd. I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.